The key didn't turn. I stood on my porch at 6:47 p.m. on a Tuesday, still in my scrubs from the hospital, and stared at the deadbolt that definitely wasn't there this morning. Chrome instead of brass, new, shiny, wrong. I tried the doorknob. Same story, different lock entirely. Through the living room window, I could see my mother sitting on my couch. My couch that I had bought from an estate sale and reupholstered myself. She was drinking from one of my mugs, the handmade ceramic one I'd gotten in Vermont. I knocked. Firm, deliberate, 3 times. She smiled and walked to the door. Didn't open it, just stood there, visible through the decorative glass panel. Mom, open the door. We need to talk first, honey. Open the door and we can talk inside. My house. That's exactly what we need to discuss. Her voice was muffled but clear. This house belongs to the whole family now. I blinked. What? Your father and I have been talking. You have all this space, and we're cramped in that apartment. Your sister needs somewhere to stay while she looks for work. It just makes sense for this to be a family home. Community property. Community property. I repeated the words slowly, testing them for sense. They still sounded insane. Exactly, we're family. What's yours is ours, what's ours is yours. Except, I don't recall you sharing your apartment with me. That's different. We're retired. We need our privacy. Through the window, I saw movement upstairs. My sister Kayla appeared in my bedroom window, holding up paint swatches against the wall. My bedroom, where my clothes were, where my personal belongings were, where I slept last night in my own bed in my own house that I owned for 10 years. I pulled out my phone. What are you doing? Mom's voice sharpened. Calling the police. The police, don't be dramatic. We're your family. My family who broke into my house and changed my locks. We didn't break in. We had your spare key. The one from under the garden gnome. The emergency key I'd hidden 3 years ago in case I ever locked myself out. The one I'd forgotten was even there. That key is for emergencies. This is an emergency. Your sister lost her job. We need to downsize. You're never here anyway, working all those hospital shifts. It's wasteful for one person to have a whole house. I dialed 911. Yes. I'd like to report a break-in at 847 Sycamore Drive. My family has illegally entered my home, changed the locks, and is refusing to let me inside. Mom's face appeared in the glass panel, eyes wide. Rachel! Hang up the phone. The dispatcher was professional. Are you in danger, ma'am? I don't think so. They're inside, I'm outside. But they won't leave and they've changed my locks without permission. Officers are on the way. Stay on the line, please. Rachel Elizabeth Parker, you hang up that phone right now. Mom was pounding on the inside of the door now. How dare you call the police on your own mother? How dare you break into my house? My father appeared behind her, face already red. I could see him through the window, gesturing angrily. Mom stepped aside and he took her place at the door. Rachel, be reasonable. We're not criminals. We're your parents. We gave you life. We raised you. We deserve some consideration here. Consideration doesn't include stealing my house. We're not stealing. We're sharing. Did you ask me if I wanted to share? Silence. Did you call me? Text me? Email me? Mention at any point that you were planning to move into my house? More silence. So you just decided to take it. That's not sharing, Dad. That's theft. Kayla came downstairs, joined them at the door. Oh my God, Rachel, you actually called the cops? On your own family? That's insane. What's insane is finding out you're redecorating my bedroom without asking. I'm just looking at colors. Mom said we could fix this place up, make it nice. It's already nice. It's my house that I've been paying for 10 years. Yeah, well, Mom said you got help with the down payment. I didn't. I saved every penny myself. That stopped her. But Mom said Grandma left you money. Grandma left me $5,000. I saved the other $35,000. Working double shifts for 3 years. My father's voice rose. Regardless of where the money came from, we're family. Family shares. Then why don't you share your apartment with me? We already told you we need our space. But I don't need mine? The police arrived before he could answer. 2 cruisers, 4 officers. Officer Jennifer Moss and Officer David Chun approached first, the other two hanging back by their vehicles. Ma'am, you called about a break-in. I explained, calmly, factually, came home from work, new locks, family inside. Won't let me in. Won't leave. Officer Moss looked at my parents through the window. Sir, ma'am, can you open the door, please? My mother opened it, smile firmly in place. Officers, this is all just a misunderstanding. This is my daughter, we're family. Do you live here, ma'am? Well, we're going to. We're moving in to help Rachel. That's not what I asked. Do you currently live at this address? Mom hesitated. Not officially, but is your name on the deed to this property? No, but we're her parents. Did Miss Parker give you permission to enter the property today? Silence. Did she give you permission to change the locks? We used the spare key. That's not permission, ma'am. That's unauthorized entry. My father pushed forward. Now wait just a minute. Our daughter gave us that key. We have a right to be here. An emergency key doesn't constitute permission to change locks and occupy the property. Sir, Officer Chun was reviewing something on his tablet. Is this 847 Sycamore Drive? Yes, I confirmed. And you are Rachel Elizabeth Parker, sole owner according to county records? Yes. He showed the screen to Officer Moss. She nodded, then turned to my parents. Mr. and Mrs. Parker, you need to vacate the property. Now. This is ridiculous. Dad's face was nearly purple. She's our daughter. We're not criminals. You've unlawfully entered private property and changed the locks without the owner's consent. That's criminal trespass and potentially breaking and entering. You can leave voluntarily, or we can arrest you. Your choice. I pulled the briefcase from my car, the one I kept important documents in, just in case. Opened it on the hood. Inside were folders. 10 years worth of folders? I handed them to Officer Moss. My mortgage records. Every payment, every statement, every piece of correspondence with the bank, all in my name. Only my name. She flipped through them. Bank statements showing automatic payments of $1,247.33. Every month for 120 consecutive months. Property tax records. Homeowners insurance declarations. A copy of the original deed. All Rachel Elizabeth Parker. No co-signers. No co-owners, nothing. This is very thorough, ma'am. I'm an AQ nurse. Documentation is important. Officer Chun photographed several pages. Mr. and Mrs. Parker, the evidence is clear. This is not your property. You have no legal right to be here. Last chance, leave voluntarily or you're under arrest. My mother started crying. Real tears this time, not the performative ones she used to get her way in stores. Rachel, please, don't do this. We're your parents. We just need help, then ask for help. Don't steal my house. We're not stealing. You changed my locks. You moved yourselves in. You didn't ask permission. What would you call it? Kayla appeared in the doorway, phone out, filming. This is going to be all over social media. Everyone's going to know what kind of person you are, Rachel. Calling the cops on your own family. Officer Moss turned to her. Ma'am, put the phone down and step outside. I have a right to film. You have a right to film from outside the property you're currently trespassing on. Step outside, now. The next 20 minutes were chaos. My parents arguing with the officers. Kayla crying and filming and posting to TikTok in real time. The other two officers entering the house to clear it, make sure no one else was inside. They found my Uncle Greg in the garage, unpacking boxes. Uncle Greg? I stared as Officer Martinez escorted him out. What are you doing here? He had the grace to look embarrassed. Your mom said you'd agreed to let the family use the house. She said you were moving in with a boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. And I didn't agree to anything. She said you were barely ever here anyway, working all the time, so that means I don't deserve to own a house.
He opened his mouth, closed it, shrugged helplessly.
Officer Moss was losing patience. Everyone needs to leave. Now, you have 10 minutes to gather any personal belongings you brought with you today. Anything that was already in the house stays. But we already moved in furniture, Mom protested. In one day? We started yesterday, so you've been trespassing for 2 days. That's worse, not better. My father tried a different approach. Officer, you seem like a reasonable person. Surely you can see this is just a family misunderstanding. Sir, I see a daughter who owns a house and parents who broke into it. That's not a misunderstanding. That's a crime, but family doesn't matter. The law is the law. They removed 17 boxes from my house. 17 boxes of their belongings they'd moved in while I was at work, planning to just ...
Take over?
In my bedroom, they'd moved my clothes to the closet to make room for Kayla's things. In the guest room, they'd set up a full bedroom suite for my parents. In the garage, Uncle Greg had been unpacking kitchen items, workshop tools, sports equipment. They'd been planning to move in completely, permanently, and they'd never asked me once. Officer Chan took statements from everyone. My parents insisted they'd done nothing wrong. She's our daughter. The house should be family property. We helped raise her. We deserve to benefit from her success. That's not how property law works, he said patiently. After they'd all left, Mom crying, Dad threatening lawyers, Kayla still filming, the officers helped me document everything. Photos of the changed locks. Photos of the furniture they'd tried to move in. Photos of my bedroom, my closet, my personal space that had been invaded. Officer Moss gave me a case number. Do you want to press charges? I thought about it. My parents, my sister, my uncle. All of them facing criminal charges for breaking into my house. Can I decide later? You have up to a year for most of these charges. But I'd recommend getting a restraining order either way. And definitely change those locks again. They'd probably made copies of the new keys. A locksmith arrived 40 minutes later. Emergency rates, but worth it. He changed every lock, front door, back door, garage, even the garden shed. 6 new keys, all for me. Keep them somewhere safe, he advised. Not under the garden gnome, I laughed. It sounded slightly hysterical. After everyone left, I walked through my house, my violated house. They'd gone through everything, my closets, my drawers, my medicine cabinet, my personal files. In the office, I found a document on my printer. A quitclaim deed, partially filled out, transferring the property from me to the Parker Family Trust. They'd been planning to forge my signature, to actually steal the house legally. I photographed it, added it to the evidence folder. My phone started ringing around 9 p.m. Cousins, aunts, family friends. All with the same message. How could you? They're your parents. They just needed help. You're so selfish, I answered the first 3 calls trying to explain. By the 4th, I just started letting them go to voicemail. The voicemails were illuminating. Your mother is devastated. How can you do this to her? Family helps family. You should be ashamed. We all know you got that house with inheritance money. You should share it. This is why you're still single. You're too selfish to care about anyone but yourself. I saved every single one. Evidence. My best friend. Sarah came over at 10 p.m. with wine and Chinese food. I saw Kayla's TikTok. Holy shit, Rachel. Which TikTok? She posted multiple. The one where she is crying about her cruel sister who called the cops on her own family for trying to help. It has 47,000 views. Great. The comments are split. Half are calling you a monster. Half are asking why she thought she could just move into someone else's house. We ate lo mein and scrolled through social media. Kayla had posted 6 videos. Mom had posted a Facebook essay about ungrateful children and family betrayal. Dad had shared it with the caption, "Sad truth about modern values." None of them mentioned the breaking and entering, the changed locks, the forged deed they'd been planning. Funny how those parts never made it into their version. I filed for a restraining order the next day. Judge Monica Harrison reviewed my evidence, the police report, the photos, the forged deed, the mortgage records proving sole ownership. Your family attempted to forge a quitclaim deed? Yes, Your Honor, I found it on my printer. She looked at my parents over her reading glasses. They brought a lawyer this time. Thomas Burke, who specialized in family law and probably cost more than they could afford. Mr. Burke, what's your defense here? Your Honor, my clients acted out of desperation. They're facing financial hardship. They believed their daughter would help them. By letting them steal her house? They didn't see it as stealing. They saw it as family sharing resources. Did they ask her permission? Burke hesitated. Not in so many words. Yes or no, counselor? No, Your Honor. Did they have any legal claim to the property? They're her parents. That's not a legal claim. Yes or no? No, Your Honor. Then they committed breaking and entering, criminal trespass, and attempted fraud. The restraining order is granted. 500 feet from Miss Parker's residence and workplace. No contact except through attorneys, my mother sobbed. My father shouted. Kayla filmed until the bailiff made her stop. The criminal charges were filed a week later. The prosecutor, a no-nonsense woman named Diana Chung, called me personally. Miss Parker, I've reviewed your case. Do you want to proceed with charges? Will they go to jail? Probably not for a first offense, but they'll have criminal records. They'll have to pay restitution. And it sends a message that this behavior isn't acceptable. I thought about the forged deed, the 17 boxes, the complete violation of my privacy and boundaries. Yes, I want to press charges. All of them? Parents, sister, and uncle. Yes, understood. I'll file the paperwork today. The family reaction was nuclear. My phone exploded with calls and texts. When I blocked those numbers, they started calling from other numbers. Friends, neighbors, random people from my hometown. All with the same message. How could I send my own family to jail? I changed my number, made my social media private. Installed security cameras at my house, 8 of them, covering every angle. The preliminary hearing was 3 weeks later. My family arrived with Thomas Burke and matching expressions of wounded innocence. The prosecutor presented the evidence, the police report, the forged deed, my mortgage records, photos of the changed locks and moved-in furniture. Burke tried to paint it as a misunderstanding. A family in crisis making poor decisions out of desperation. Judge Harrison wasn't buying it. Mr. Burke, your clients attempted to forge a legal document to steal a $280,000 property. That's not a poor decision. That's premeditated fraud. Your Honor, they're good people who made a mistake. Good people don't break into their daughter's house and try to forge her signature on a quitclaim deed. The charges stuck. Criminal trespass for all 4 of them. Attempted fraud for my parents. Conspiracy from my uncle, who'd helped move furniture knowing I hadn't agreed. Sentencing was set for 2 months later. In those 2 months, my life became a battlefield. The family divided into camps: Team Rachel and Team Parents. Thanksgiving was canceled because no one could agree on whether to invite me. My grandmother, my father's mother, called from Arizona. Rachel, I heard what happened. I'm sure you did. What version? Your mother's version. Then I called your cousin Jennifer and got the real version. With the police report and the forged deed. Oh, I'm proud of you. I almost dropped the phone. What? Your parents have always been entitled. Always thought the world owed them. I tried to tell your grandfather, but he just said they'd grow out of it. They never did. And they've been teaching Kayla the same nonsense. Someone needed to stop them. I'm glad it was you. Grandma, they're your son and daughter-in-law. And you're my granddaughter, the one who put herself through nursing school, who bought a house at 27, who worked her ass off for everything she has. I'm not going to watch them steal from you.
I cried, actual tears. Thank you. Don't thank me.
Just keep standing up for yourself, and Rachel, don't drop those charges. They need to learn. The trial lasted 1 day. The evidence was overwhelming. The verdict was guilty on all counts. Sentencing: 3 years probation for each of them. 200 hours community service. Full restitution for the locksmith, my legal fees, the security cameras, and a formal apology on the record. My mother read her apology like a hostage statement. I'm sorry for my actions. I understand they were wrong. I will respect my daughter's property rights in the future. She didn't sound sorry. She sounded angry. But it was enough for the judge. The restitution came to $23,847. They set up a payment plan, $400 a month for 5 years. I deposited every payment in a savings account. Never touched it. It felt dirty somehow. 6 months after the sentencing, my Uncle Greg called. Rachel, it's Greg. I know I'm not supposed to contact you, but I'm calling through my lawyer, so it's legal. What do you want? I wanted to apologize. Really apologize. Not the court-ordered version. I genuinely didn't know you hadn't agreed to the arrangement. Your mom said you were fine with it. I should have confirmed with you directly. I'm sorry. I was quiet for a long moment. Why are you telling me this? Because I haven't been able to sleep right since it happened. Because you're my niece and I violated your trust. And because your grandmother called and told me I needed to make it right. Grandma called you. She's been calling everyone. Told your parents they raised you right by accident and then tried to punish you for it. Told Kayla she needs to grow up. Told me I was old enough to know better than to move furniture into someone else's house without asking them first. I smiled despite myself. That sounds like Grandma. She also said you'd probably never trust me again, and I deserved that. But I wanted you to know I'm genuinely sorry. What we did was wrong. What I did was wrong. Thank you for saying that. Can I? Is there any way to fix this? I don't know, Uncle Greg, maybe someday. But not today. I understand. Take care of yourself, Rachel. He was the only one who apologized without court orders or lawyers. 1 year after the break-in, I hosted a dinner party. Just me and the people who'd supported me. Grandma flew in from Arizona. Sarah brought her new boyfriend. My work friends from the ICU came. My neighbor Tom, who testified in court that he'd seen my family moving furniture while I was at work. We ate in my dining room, laughed in my living room, drank wine on my back porch. My house, my space, my sanctuary that I'd fought to keep. Any regrets? Sarah asked as we cleaned up. I looked around at my home, the walls I'd painted, the floors I'd refinished, the mortgage I'd paid faithfully for 11 years now. No, I said, not one, not even with your family. They made their choices. They tried to take something that wasn't theirs. They faced consequences. That's not on me. Grandma hugged me on her way out. Your grandfather would be proud of you. He always said you had a spine of steel. I got it from you, she laughed. Damn right you did. 2 years later, Kayla reached out through Facebook. Rachel, can we talk? I thought about it for 3 days before responding. What do you want to talk about? I'm in therapy now, working on some things. I realized I owe you an apology. A real one. We met at a coffee shop, neutral territory. I brought Sarah for backup. Kayla looked different. Older. More tired. Less entitled. I'm sorry, she said, for everything. For moving into your house. For filming it. For posting it online. For thinking I deserved what you'd worked for. I was wrong. What changed? I got a job, started paying my own bills. Realized how hard it is, how much work it takes. And I understood what Mom and Dad did to you, what I helped them do. It was theft. Plain and simple. Why are you telling me this now? Because my therapist said I needed to make amends. And because I miss my sister. I sipped my coffee. I miss my sister too. But I don't know if I can trust you. I understand. I'm not asking for that. I'm just asking for the chance to try. We talked for 2 hours. She told me about her job, her therapy, her realization that our parents had raised her to be entitled and me to be independent. How that wasn't fair to either of us. They still won't admit they were wrong, she said. They still think you overreacted. I know. Does that bother you? Not anymore. I don't need their approval. I just need them to stay away from my house, she laughed. It sounded genuine. We didn't become close after that, but we stayed in touch. Coffee every few months, texts on birthdays. A slow rebuilding of something that might eventually look like a sisterly relationship. My parents never apologized. Never acknowledged wrongdoing beyond the court-mandated statement. They finished their probation, paid their restitution, and moved to Florida. I didn't go to their going-away party. 3 years after the break-in, I refinanced my mortgage. Paid it down significantly with money I'd saved from not supporting my family's bad decisions. The new mortgage statement showed I'd paid $168,433.96 over 13 years. Every penny from my own paycheck. Every payment made on time. I framed it, hung it in my office, my house, my accomplishment, my boundary that I'd defended and kept. People still ask if I regret pressing charges, if I wish I'd handled it differently. My answer is always the same. No, they tried to steal my house. I protected what was mine. That's not wrong. Some people get it. Some people don't. I've learned I don't need everyone to understand. I just need them to respect my boundaries. And if they don't? Well, I have a liver on speed dial, security cameras, and a spine of steel. Thanks, Grandma.